Hello and welcome everyone to the Wetteradler satellite imagery analysis. Today it's Wednesday, 4 o'clock Berlin time, and now we're currently taking a look on Europe, where it's relatively calm currently. The weather agencies have already announced that towards the weekend we're going to see some more floodings occurring, especially in the region around West and South Germany, but probably also other regions would be affected from other countries like France and Italy or even Switzerland. Also take care in these regions. Talking about floodings in Europe for the weekend, we just can also jump to another region, which is quite interesting also. Just take a look at China and Taiwan and all the eastern part of the world, like Asia in general. It's just a mess, right? I mean, it's completely whited out, and the source of these white chemical compounds, you can see that all these small plumes coming from the ground. And there's even a hurricane or a cyclone coming onto Taiwan from the east coast. And if we take a look on that one, you can see it's currently like very slow and steadily going towards the coast of Taiwan. Even the arms of the hurricane have already reached the coast. And also, if you take a look around the actual eye of the hurricane, you can see these plumes again. So this thing is actually being fueled. So you see all these plumes coming from the ground, and also taking a look at the infrared map, you can see because of the color scheme, you can see that we are talking about very large plumes going up into the stratosphere, like the upper atmosphere. Because how do we know? Because first, if we switch back to the visible satellite view, you can see that they are becoming flat. So at a certain height, these cloud plumes, which are being bursted out from the ground, from the ocean at this point. Sometimes we see them above the actual ground, and here we can see them on the ocean. So there's technology out there which can be used on ground, which can be power plants also, but also artificial bursts of potential in the atmosphere via frequencies. So there is technology which can actually send out frequencies in the atmosphere with specific type of radars and satellites. And with these frequencies, what they do is they go in resonance and hit parts of the atmosphere which have been saturated via chemtrails in the first place. So these chemtrails, these airplanes, they put out these tiny particles, where part of them is condensation nuclei. So you saturate the atmosphere with these condensation nuclei, and then you send out the frequencies, the specific frequencies for these tiny particles, and then they kind of like burst, and they are building a condensation spot for the water in the atmosphere to condensate, especially around these points. So that means you artificially fuel condensation, and cloud systems are in fact condensation. So just regular condensation is tiny H2O water molecules gathering together, getting bigger and bigger, condensating in a slow manner. But with these artificial condensation nuclei, which are being sprayed also, this condensation is happening way too fast. So that's why you see these gigantic water plumes going into the stratosphere, and they become flat, as you can see here. All these dots, all these plumes, they are becoming flat in the atmosphere. If you switch to the infrared radar again, you can also see that they are dark red. Right, you can see all these dark red areas. They look very threatening, but in fact, what it is, it's temperature, because it's an infrared radar, the infrared view, which is showing us the radiation of heat in general. And so this camera is capturing heat. And on the scale, you can see that it's going from violet to blue to green to yellow, orange, and then dark red. And you can also see the temperatures. So it's going from minus 33 degrees to minus 73 degrees. So the core of this hurricane we see here on the east coast of Taiwan, you can see that it's having many dark spots, like dark red. So this means it's minus 73 degrees up there, because that means it's very high up in the atmosphere. So these systems are gigantic. And yeah, so the big takeaway here is that we have a lot of things going on in many parts of the world, especially Asia. You see these artificial water evaporation points, because it's water evaporating via different technologies, and many things are involved here. And you see we have this typhoon coming in onto the coast of Taiwan from the east side. And you also see a little bit of chemtrails here and there, but you have to look really closely to see that. But yeah, it's being fueled by these artificial evaporation, these rapid evaporation points. And yeah, just take care out there and be aware of the floods. Try to save your life in general, because we've in China we have many dams and water reservoirs which were being flooded by all these water masses coming from the sky, right? If you pump water into the sky on a big scale very rapidly, this water of course comes down. And if it comes down on specific areas like rivers and dams, big water reservoirs, of course, the level of this thing is rising, and then at one point, if it's too much, it doesn't hold anymore, right? So just take a look on windy.com. It's a pretty useful and very handy, easy to use weather radar, where you can see for your region what is coming, what is incoming. Now, where you need to be aware of, and if you have to do something about it, or just you're not affected. So it's open source also. Just feel free to go in there and take a look for your region, and then hopefully you can prepare as best as you can for your situation and for your families and friends.